On today's Daily Slab, we're going to be looking at Shane Bieber and his poor season and the U.S. men's national team's new striker. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's Daily Slab. Welcome everyone to the Daily Slab. I am Nate, and the trender for today is Shane Bieber. So news came out that the Guardians were looking to trade their ace. Somewhat surprising considering the Guardians, while they're under 500, they're at least close to the top of the division in the AL Central. None of the teams are very good, including the Twins. And so the Guardians have a chance at the division. But it came out that they are looking to trade him. Now, on its head, makes sense. The Guardians don't spend a ton of money, and he only has a year and a half left of control. So you get more in the middle of a pennant race from other teams than you would for one season of control next year if you trade him in the offseason. So it makes sense. Now, they are close to the playoffs, and you can question if that's a smart choice or not, but the Guardians have always been good at developing, bringing up, and getting the most out of their pitchers. So you could lose a guy like Shane Bieber. You know, there's going to be guys that replace him because that's just what the Guardians do. Now, the rough spot for them is that Shane Bieber is currently in the midst of his worst season as a professional, if you don't consider his rookie season, in which, you know, most guys are learning anyways. He's in the midst of his worst season of at least the last 5 seasons, and that does not help trade value. Now, it's still decent when you look at ERA. 3.51 ERA is the second worst of his career, and yet still not bad. So the overall numbers aren't bad, but the underlying numbers are pretty atrocious, and teams are going to be looking at that when looking to trade, and they're probably going to give a little bit of pause and say, should we be trading a lot for this guy? So not only is his 3.51 ERA the second lowest of his career, his 1.221 whip, walks hits per inning pitch, also the second lowest of his career. His 6.5 strikeouts per 9 innings, that is the lowest of his career. And his 2.76 strikeouts per walk, that is also the lowest of his career by a wide margin. So the stats are bad. His StatCast stats, even worse. So you can see his StatCast numbers here on the screen. And blue, if you're looking at it, if you're not listening on podcast, blue is bad, red is good, so you can quickly see how bad he has been. But his average exit velocity, 8th percentile. You want to be in the 99th percentile, right? You don't want to be in the 8th percentile. The numbers closer to 1 means you're doing really poor this year. Hard hit percentage, 11th percentile. Expected ERA, expected weighted on base average, 26th percentile in those. Expected batting average, 10th percentile. Expected slugging percentage, 21st percentile. Barrel percentage, 46th percentile. Again, remember, you want to at least be over 50% on these. He's under all of them. Strikeout percentage, 17th percentile in all of MLB. Walk percentage, 79th percentile, so at least he's got that going for him. He's not giving up free passes. Whiff percentage, 34th percentile, so guys are just not swinging and missing against him. Chase rate, 46th percentile, so he's around league average to below in people chasing pitches outside the strike zone against him. 7th percentile in fastball velocity, though 73rd in fastball spin, so he's got that going for him. 18th percentile in curveball spin, 80th percentile in extension, so how far he gets off the mound before releasing the ball. There are 3 red things on here. 2 where he's below league average, but at least close, and everything else is well below league average to the point where it just paints a picture of a really bad pitcher right now. One that is likely lucky to have a 3.51 ERA. And you can look up different stats. The easiest one to find is FIP, fielding independent pitching. It has its detractors, but he is expected to have a 4.14 ERA according to that. And again, there's other ones, DRA and everything, but we won't get into it. FIP is the easiest one to find. You can find it on Baseball Reference. But he has been struggling mightily, and that's a concern for both the Guardians and for teams taking him. So if the Guardians can't figure him out, they're a great pitching development team. What are the odds that somebody else acquiring him is going to be able to figure him out? Now, there are going to be teams signing up to trade for him because he still has good stats and people still need pitching. And there's the hope that he can bounce back. That being said, big risk. And we'll see, because he needs to probably get traded for his market to bounce back. You can look at his 2018 Bowman Chrome base PSA 10 auto here, and this has decreased $184, 82% in the last 2 years. Now, this was the height of the card market back then, so you can kind of probably throw out 2021 numbers. He also was just coming off of a Cy Young Award in 2020, in which he pitched just against the AL Central, so it doesn't really count. A bubble Cy Young Award, if you want to call it that. So it doesn't really count. And yet, if you even scrap the 2021 prices and just go 2022, or if you go late 2022, prices are still down significantly. We're sitting at a value of $41 for this card. If he gets traded to a decent team, a pretty good team, I do think there could be some excitement, and this could go back up. But if he gets just traded to another a similar scenario or a similar situation, if he doesn't get traded to a Yankees or a Dodgers or somebody major like that, I don't think there's going to be much movement, and then it really is going to depend on him bouncing back. And as you can see by the StatCast numbers, at the very least, he's going to have a lot go right for him to bounce back from those poor numbers. And next up, and our last one of the day, we've got our post of the day, and we got Folarin Balogun. I'm not 100% sure how to say his name, but he was on loan from Arsenal last season, and he just signed with the U.S. men's national team. And great timing for him, because in the CONCACAF final against Canada, he scored a goal, and people are excited. You know, the national team is going to be playing in America in 2026, and so that's super exciting. And getting a U21 player that's super good and ready to play for the U.S. men's national team, and people are excited about, is going to be major for them. And so you have prices down here that are just crazy. So his Prism Hyper PSA 10, that has gone up 60% in the last 3 months, which is a significant amount for a guy that was on loan to not play in the Premier League. And then also you have his green Prism number 5 down here that sold for $3,500, which was one of the most expensive sales of all time, and that happened on June 19th, just 2 days ago. So Balogun's market has been going crazy, or Balogun, I don't know. Again, I don't know how to say his name, but his market has been going crazy, and with the U.S. hosting the World Cup in 2026, if he keeps this up, I think he could be a absolute superstar in the making, and I'm curious to watch his career play out. I don't know if he'll be playing with Arsenal. They got a couple of guys that fill his spot, and I don't know if they're going to be willing to get rid of them for him, but we'll see. Might go to a big team and have a couple great years before helping the U.S. men's team on U.S. soil. Could be a major point in his career. So if you're looking to get in early, it's obviously not early because prices are already moving, but considering what's coming up, could still be early. All right, thank you everyone for watching today's Daily Slab. If you enjoyed this video, please click that like button, and don't forget to hit that subscribe, and I will talk to you tomorrow for the next Daily Slab. See you, everyone.